has been a super long day, so I am just going to do a what do you need to hear? We'll take it from there. Let's see. The Five of Pentacles. There's that card. I have been seeing a very sad, lonesome, melancholy sort of a masculine dominant energy today. And I thought to myself, the Five of Pentacles is going to come out. And I've tried to record a few different readings and nothing was coming through. And then I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to surrender and I'm just going to go for it and just do a reading. We'll see what we need to hear. And sure enough, here it is. So I feel like that's probably what this reading really needs to be about. What you need to hear is that there is a masculine dominant energy that is having a difficult time in separation in your connection. This person is struggling with realizing the loss of you, so to speak. You may have really held on, continued to put some sort of effort into the connection, continued to show an open door, or at least that it was unlocked. You probably gave this person the benefit of the doubt, a few times. I see where you could definitely be a more empathetic and understanding person. Maybe you're very intuitive. You may just have some sort of background and knowledge of, things that are relating to emotional maturity, etc. That it's kind of one of those, when you're a little bit more awake and aware, you can see the wrong, but you can also understand why the person is that way. So I can see where that's just led you to be a little bit more open to communication throughout time, and as a result, it's made it very difficult for you in the reciprocity department. The Six of Pentacles is coming out here with the Nine of Swords. So I'm seeing this person really struggling in this energy because they know as well as you do that you really have put forth that effort, and they're feeling the guilt and the understanding of how deep this has been going on and how this must feel for you now that you've really pulled back and you've sort of reached this point of peace where you know that this person will do what they're going to do when they're going to do it, and all you can continue to do is stay true to you. So I see though that in this process of all of this, it still has not been a very comfortable journey for you. I see a lot of long nights. I see a lot of confusion. I see a lot of conflicting thoughts that keep you up, and a lot of times where you've even had a lot of let's sit and think the worst thoughts. Was I crazy? Were these feelings even real? Why, this way? And as much as, you can go right to, well, maybe the person really did just have a lot going on in their personal life. Something was going on, etc., etc. Sometimes divine, rejection is divine protection sort of thing. So I feel like that's a significant energy, just as well as it could be that, sometimes people just choose to treat people wrongly and they make a mistake and they realize that and they have the guilt, and then they take the accountability and they go through the journey of, awareness and then the accountability afterwards. And that's for you to be open to decide how open you are to that person doing so. Unless, of course, your person is just someone that really had a lot of personal issues and different things going on that you can sort of say, well, Ted, I can understand why. Doesn't really make it okay, because I really would have appreciated, it's really nothing towards you, and I hope that you know that I'm just going through a lot in my life, something. And while I know that that can have its tendencies, though, to have people go, okay, yeah, sure. Everybody says that. Everybody says the whole, it's me, not you. Sometimes that really is a true thing, and if you listen to the story, you may be able to intuitively, tell that's exactly what's happening. But communication and open mind definitely make that easier, and it's not always easy when the other person is definitely not communicating about those things and telling you. So that's where I say that, being able to be aware and forgiving is one thing, but the accountability is everything. So the Five of Swords is coming out here with the Queen of Swords, talking about accountability, and here we are. And then the Six of Swords is interesting. It's the way that they're taking each other by the hand. You know, the even more interesting thing about this is that this deck is not a deck that I use when I look at energies and I see things. It's one that I will use specifically for, like, when I'm looking at a specific thing, you know, so I have a genuine, specific, direct intention, and I go to this deck. And so it was wild to me that it called to me, and it's just significant, showing me the energy of doing something that you never thought that you would do, something that in all honesty I was not prepared for, but here we are. This is the first time I'm doing this, and I feel like that's very significant with this energy of this being really the first time that this person has ever done anything like this, coming forward and communicating like this. And so it's making a lot of sense to me why they are having a difficult time coming forward to communicate, because they have been having a lot of different rampant thoughts in their head. They've had their own confusions. They've had their own issues with needing to find some sort of balance in between what they were thinking. I'm seeing a lot of issues with I'm hearing like indirection, like trying to just even decide which thought to go to feels very significant. So this person could definitely have an issue with just really actually sitting down with themselves and their thoughts. That could also be making this communication very difficult as well. The Queen of Swords coming out is showing me where this person is viewing you currently as someone who's not very happy with them. I can understand why, although I do see that this person just knows that this is a possibility, and also that while you do have your reasons to be upset, again, possibility to the extent of it, and that there will be some communication that they just need to have with you, that you may be a little bit more, well, that's all very well, but if we can please talk about this, I would greatly appreciate it, especially if you would like to take me by the hand and just move forward into Never Never Land. You know, ooh, Peter Pan will be the significant movie for this one. So anywho, let's get final what you need to know about this person and this connection, especially because this communication is coming up here. Like I said, this person's never communicated like this before. They've never acted like this before with anyone, and it's crazy to them that they even feel safe to really do this with you, and trying to process that, you know, they're allowing themselves to be this vulnerable again with someone. So the Seven of Pentacles is coming out. So a focus on long-term growth feels very significant. I would say where you and this person can really focus on the root of your connection, your foundation, your stability, the past memories that the two of you have together that are supportive of your connection, I think would be really good at this time for feelings to embrace, as you have the little bit more, I don't want to call it a difficult conversation. I feel like it's just maybe going to be one where you open up your heart a little bit more, but I do not see either you or this person wanting to have a very long, like I'm noticing that this is a longer reading tonight than what I wanted to do. So I'm seeing that being something significant, that neither you or this person want this conversation to be any longer than it has to. You just want to ensure that you're keeping it, you know, to a certain amount. Maybe even around 10 minutes feels good, because that's where I want to make sure that I cap this reading before it hits that mark, and we're at 9 minutes right now. So to end, that's a lot of where the Chariot coming in with the Seven of Pentacles, with that, you know, kind of keeping things flowing and moving quickly, like you're just focusing on growing through it and continuing to allow your connection to move forward and stop having to continue to start over every time just because you may have made a little mistake. That feels very significant for this connection, and I'm just seeing where that starting over energy is gotten to a point of exhausted, that you want this person and they want you.